when it comes to my final point about, is it worth going to university? Well, I really feel that it depends on your career path. Obviously, if you're looking to become a lawyer or a doctor, a surgeon, or a specific career path like that, then absolutely a degree is essential. But if you're looking at careers like media, the arts, business, music, I mean, you get access to resources that you might not have otherwise gotten access to. But don't forget, the internet has a wealth of information and knowledge and resources that you can get for free. If you really want to learn about stuff, you can teach stuff yourself. I mean, for example, I'm a self-taught musician. I never went to university to study music. I never, did any courses. I'm not saying that, courses aren't helpful, because they are, but I taught myself that just by looking at stuff on the internet, using what they call tabs and chords from online, looking at chord books, just listening to songs and learning chords that way. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you can teach things yourself. You can self-learn. You don't have to go to university or do a course in order to attain information and knowledge. Like, sometimes you can do stuff for yourself for free. So it's something to consider. But in terms of answering this question with a yes or no answer, I think, yes, it is worth going to university, but you have other options. It's not the be all end all. It's not your only option. There are other options. So take time, really think about what you want to do. Do your research, don't feel pressure from people around you or your parents or your immediate network to do university, or even the job market. You know what I mean? Because the job market changes all the time. Just because it exists in the way that it does right now, it will be totally different when you finish your degree in 3 years. That's the thing. When I was thinking about going to university, the job market in London was like, you have to have a degree or nothing. Then fast forward 3 years later, and I start seeing all these apprenticeship schemes and internship schemes and all sorts of like entry level jobs where you don't need any experience to start. And that's another final point as well. Everything that I learned about marketing, I've learned since leaving university. The stuff that I learned at university, and maybe this is because I went to a research-based university. I mean, maybe it would have been different if I'd gone to more of a work-focused one. But the one that I went to was more research-based, so everything was theoretical, and it was talking about human relations theory versus scientific management, and Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and all of this stuff. And it's like, that's great, but what does this really do in terms of helping me get a job? How can I use this practically in an everyday work scenario? The answer is, I probably am never going to use this information. It's the same as all the business courses that I did at school and A-levels. They were fun. They were interesting. I learned the basic terms, the basics that I needed, but ultimately they didn't really help me. They just kind of intrigued me and made me want to pursue business.